I hope we're live this time because I just filmed, well, maybe 30 minutes before I realized that the microphone didn't work. Well, I hope it works this time because I'm here to talk to you about the weeks leading up to the Fantasy Football League playoff picture. That is right. This is your stop, your one-shop stop for in fantasy football, fantasy football. That's right, for the 2020 COVID League, 2020 Fantasy Football COVID. I've been saying that a lot. Well, let's hope this is it. We're going to go by pretty quick. Thankfully, this second time around, I don't have to do week 10 twice because guess what? There's already a video. You should go down over there and look at the link over there and click on it. Give another watch. I know you all love it. Let's talk about week 11. Week 11 was had some ups, had some downs. Nobody scored tremendously high, and only Halsey scored tremendously low. All right, for week 11, in the first game, I unfortunately am unable to defeat Kevin, who does quite well. I'm going to double check on that. No, wait, no, that was Chris. I lost to Chris. Irving continues his domination streak against anyone in his path. He defeats Simon 85 to 55. Then we have Mateo defeating Kevin 64 to 56. Maggie tried as hard as she can. She is unable to defeat Tim, OC Blue Balls. Tim places the highest amount of points for this week at 93 points. In a more closer game, Greg falls to Jonathan, 80 to 84. DJ falls to Steve, 50 62. And Foster, I want to say narrowly, but it's by 20 points. He defeats 53 to 36 Halsey. Sorry, man. Let's go on to week 12. Things are a little bit more spicy, a little bit more interesting. Unfortunately, in the first game, I lose that game to OC Blue Balls Tim. Irving, this is the one game that someone probably had a shot to beat Irving, and no. Irving scored 56.57 points, and Foster tried as hard as he might. Foster, prior champion Fister. Foster, 56-34. That is a 0.23 point difference. That's what's been interesting this year. A lot of very, very small differential point differences. And unfortunately, Foster, this was the one chance to bring Irving down to among us mere mortals, but shit. Mateo, smallest points of the week, actually. He gets way less than Halsey did. 33 points versus People's Champ Simon, 55 points. Maggie, highest point gain this week, 103 points. Great game for Maggie, and it's enough here because she defeats Kevin, 65, 103 to 65. Greg, also great game today, 91 points versus Chris, 91 to 53. DJ falls against Jonathan, 53 to 63, and in a surprisingly close game when you look at past performances, Steve loses to Halsey 72-78. Wow, look at that. And then we have week 13. This actually mattered for quite a few people because it figured out the playoff picture, because not everyone made the playoffs. 8 people made the playoffs, you'd think, but 8 is not all. I'm able to, in the first game, I am able to defeat Kevin, 62 to 43. Irving continues his domination streak, taking out Halsey, 88 to 49. Mateo continues his minor streak, 68 versus Foster with 67.2. See, this probably would have been the difference between Brendan going to the playoffs and Foster going to the playoffs. If Foster had just scored 0.9 points more, not even a full point, 0.9 points, he would probably have a higher point differential. It may have kicked me out. Or it definitely would have kicked Mateo out. Actually, you know what? Yeah, this worked out well for Mateo. I guess it wouldn't have affected me. But I'm sorry, Foster. I'm sorry. I know you're a prior champion. I know this. You like to tell us this. But sometimes you just can't auto-draft with everyone's heart. Maggie loses to Simon, 46 to 68. Greg defeats Tim 79-33. Ouch, Tim. Ouch. That's low. That's low. I really hope I'm not mistaking Simon and Tim here. DJ defeats Chris 76-62, and then we have Steve losing to Jonathan 55-88, and that is weeks 11, 12, and 13. Now I'd like to take a break to speak with our sponsors, and after that we will talk to you about what the playoff picture means for you. This week's sponsor is brought to you by Cyberpunk 2077. That is right, the game that has been technically supposed to be released. I've been working on it for over 8 years. I mean, it was announced 8 years ago, and it's finally out this week. I'd like you all to think about purchasing Cyberpunk 2077. If you want a game that somehow, even if they've been working on it for over 8 years, is still not done, full of bugs and graphical mistakes and shitty AI, but you know what? It has a nice atmosphere, and that's what we like to think about here at Fantasy Football League's atmosphere. So if you want to live the life in the future, think about Cyberpunk 2077. Thank you. Whoa! Thank you for that, sponsors. You know, it's sponsorships that make all of us here at Fantasy Football League, the Injustice League, possible. And so, even from the smallest to the largest, we're looking for anyone who wants to help. And I'm talking to you because I'm the only one who's actually putting money into this damn thing, and then we lost her. We lost that damn trophy. You know what? That's what this year's winner is going to do. This year's winner's entire mission is going to be to find and get back our trophy. I mean, we know where it is. But let's talk about the 8 people who are going on to the playoffs. In 8th place, me, yourself. That's right. The people's champion, Brendan. We made it to the playoffs at 6 and 7. Also in 6 and 7, and in 7th place is Mateo. I guess he did a couple more points than me, but whatever. Same place. Mateo, 6 and 7, 7th place. In 6th place, also 6 and 7, OC Blue Balls. That is right. That is Mr. Tim Blue Balls himself, 6 and 7. In 5th place, actual change, not just a 1-game change, a 2-game change. Steve went in at 8 and 5. That's right, 8 and 5 brought you to 5th place. In 4th place, slightly better, is Greg. He was 9 and 4, and that's why he's in 4th place. In 3rd place, we have the one, the only, Jonathan, who went 9 and 4. In 2nd, we have the People's Champ, Simon, who went 10 and 3, and the last but not least, certainly not least, the juggernaut that was Irving, who went 13 and 0. You know, generally I don't like to make fun of my own team, but sometimes, maybe just this one time, this undefeated team will go undefeated. Or will he? We'll find out. First round of brackets is Irving against Brendan, 8th place versus 1st place seed. In the second round will be a 7th place seed versus 2nd seed. Mateo versus Simon. 3rd game will be Greg playing against Steve, 4th versus 5th. And in the last game, we're going to have Jonathan playing against Tim, 3rd place versus 6th. I hope to see you all back here on December 13th for that final first game round of the playoffs 2020. Now, I want to sell out just like everyone else does, so remember, and I'm telling this all to my 3 subscribers, and to anyone else who wants to stay tuned, so to smash that bell icon and stay tuned, because we're going to continue, one day or another, telling you everything that happens in the Injustice League. Stay frosty and smash that bell icon to stay up to date. Later.